Hi guys, welcome back to AFTV and full-time. Arsenal have booked their place in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. A 3-0 win over AFC Wimbledon. And listen, we're through. We're going to be keeping an eye on the draw. That's mainly what we're here to talk about on this stream. We're going to have Pippa, Charlene, people coming back from the game. They're at the Emirates who are going to give their detailed thoughts on the game, their man of the match. Player ratings and fan cams will be coming out later as well.
Of course.
But we're here to chat about, we've seen some of the goals. We've seen... Lacazette's bagged himself another penalty. We're through. Man United are out. I need to check the other scores, but I know Chelsea and Spurs were struggling at one point. Listen, I know it's Wimbledon and it's a home tie and it's a game we should be winning comfortably, which we did. Or scoreline at least reflects we did. Is this? Can we consider this a good night for Arsenal?
Listen, I mean, I'm looking at some of the pre-match stats and it was like saying that we've only been knocked out in the third round once in the last 15 seasons. So, it kind of shows the standard is we should be getting through this kind of thing.
1 in 18.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
that's the one.
14, 15.
You know the stat. There you go. You knew what I was going for. But
big up Opta.
Yeah, big up, of course. But no, I think. Listen, I wouldn't say it's a great result. I wouldn't say it's whatever. But listen, we're through, as we should be. On to the next round. Be interesting to see who we get in the next round. Yeah, I mean, the last time we had a final against Man City in this competition, wasn't it? And they kind of beat us solidly.
Yeah, 2018 final.
3-0 win for them, which was quite solid. So, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember,
exactly.
I remember Mustafi just being budged off the ball by Aguero like it was nothing.
And Aubameyang just wasn't there that day.
Yeah, agreed. But listen,
do you reckon we can go all the way?
I don't see a team right now that's good enough to win trophies. I know in football, kind of anything can happen. We finished 8th and won the FA Cup. But when you look at the season as a whole, have I seen enough, even in those Norwich and Burnley games, to think I've seen a team that has a plan and is cohesive in some ways until we get to the final third. So we'll see. I mean, the real test is Spurs this weekend. Yeah. But look, we did get over the line. 3-0. I think this was pretty much what people expected. I don't think anyone expected us to be stellar.
Yeah.
But, put 2 come late in the game, post the 70th minute, whatever. But let's take it all the way back to the very start.
Yeah.
And we did the stream here and we talked about it, the starting 11. Did it surprise you? What was your take? There was a lot of debate between the guys on set about it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was glad to see Martinelli come in. I think he's kind of a player that's kind of missed out quite a lot this season so far. I mean, he missed out a lot last season as well.
But is that a little... I don't mean to be harsh. The guy came back from Brazil and was straight into training, and fair play to him, started that game against Brentford, started against Chelsea. But even so, with all the excuses, which I'm willing to give him, still young and raw and all that, he didn't look very good in those games.
Yeah, he wasn't as strong as maybe we'd kind of hoped, and he wasn't as strong as when he had that run against Chelsea. The last Chelsea game. That's kind of, I think, as you say not to be harsh, but I think that's still the kind of the Martinelli that we all kind of have in our minds.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really found that form again, but maybe that's because he hasn't had
the big injuries.
Yeah, he hasn't got the injuries. Maybe he hasn't had the solid run of games like then, but. Listen, we've got rid of Willian, so you would think he'd now probably have a few more starts. We've obviously got quite a few options out there. You've got Martinelli, Aubameyang can play on the left, Pepe can play on both sides, Ødegaard and Smith Rowe can play out on the sides, Saka can play on the sides. There is still Reece Nelson, of course, as well.
Yeah.
But
look, I mean, listen,
players,
fans seem happy with Martinelli's performance today, which is good. That's what you want when you come in and you get the opportunity. You take it, and as I said, Pippa and Charlene and all of them, all the guys will be coming back from the Emirates to give us their thoughts on the game. And they were there, they've soaked up the atmosphere. They'll give us their deep evaluation on the performance. But yeah, back on the 11, I see you circling Thomas Partey.
Yes, I'm quite interesting, and I don't really know how I feel about the fact that he was starting. Yeah. Especially because we should kind of be a little bit... I mean, listen, he wasn't injured, that's great, but kind of got to be quite careful with him in terms of, he's quite injury prone at the minute, and we want him back strong for that Tottenham game.
Can I ask you something? Does that look a strong 11 to you? I saw a lot of people saying, strong 11, brilliant, he's going for it. That doesn't strike me as I suppose more people are expecting to see Patino and Hutchinson.
Yeah,
but I don't look at that and think strong 11.
No, not strong 11 in comparison to what we have now. But when I look at some of those players, I see Leno, Mari, Holding and Cedric.
Yeah.
They were all regular starters towards the end of last season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You look at Lacazette, he's a senior player. And then Martinelli as well, you'd think he'd start quite a lot. I'd say we've probably
that's
got
a good way of putting it,
half the signings are... Maybe not compared to, now we brought in Lokonga, we brought in Tavares and these kind of players who are kind of more experienced, not necessarily experienced, but better players or better quality, better standard that they bring in comparison to kind of what we had last season. Yeah. So I get where you're coming from, but I also think if this is not a strong 11, then we were bad last season.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like I think there's definitely quality in the 11. And by the way, Wolves and Spurs have gone to penalties, and I think Chelsea and Villa.
Yeah, we have got that on the penalties for that, so
which will be interesting.
We'll keep you posted.
But I think what's quite fascinating about that 11, when I say, because you make such a good point, most of them were starting last season. Lacazette was a starter. Partey, when he was fit, was a starter, and then that whole back five bar Tavares, so 4 of the back 5, they were playing. You're absolutely right. But I guess the thing I'd say is that I don't see any of them, or I see very few of them being regulars going into the rest of this season. Yeah. I see Partey holding his place, and Odegaard and Smith Rowe, and maybe Xhaka coming in, which, listen, I'd rather see Lokonga play, I'd rather see the midfield we saw against Burnley.
I'm with you on that.
But I think we're going to see a lot of Xhaka.
But you would say that Xhaka's probably the most match-fit one, considering he hasn't played for a few games.
So
that's probably the dilemma that Arteta's kind of got in his head.
That is the reality. Now, Harry Kane's just stepping up for a penalty now.
Please miss the penalty.
Who's that in goal? Is that Ruddy?
Yeah, John Ruddy.
John Ruddy, big up John Ruddy.
I thought he was going to get that.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get that.
Thought Ruddy might have got
there. It's 1-1 currently the penalties for Wolves versus Tottenham.
But I think when you look at it, that front three, swap it all out. It's going to be Saka, Pepe, Aubameyang. Swap out everyone in midfield bar Partey, Odegaard, Smith Rowe come in, maybe Xhaka for one of them as well.
Yeah.
And then that whole back five's different. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney. And I guess when I say I thought it might have been stronger, I guess what I'm talking about is I thought he might have given White some minutes. Just to kind of
find
a bit of confidence and rhythm. I thought he might have given Bukayo Saka. I know Saka came on, but I thought he would have given Saka some minutes from the start. I think the surprise inclusion was Thomas Partey, essentially.
Yeah, that's the one for me. I was glad to see Martinelli, as I've said, but I think Partey was the one that kind of took me by surprise. I've got a few stats here if you want to dive in.
Yeah, do it.
So so we had 19 shots and 5 on target. They had 4 and none on target. Shots from inside the box 12, shots from outside 7. That's quite an interesting one. 10 corners for Arsenal, 2 for Wimbledon, 14 open play crosses to 11. Jules won 50-50, to be honest, which is, again, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Literally, we had 49 Jules, they had 49. Literally 50-50 there.
And 25-24 each half for both teams.
Yes.
That's
quite a nice coincidence there. 563 passes for Arsenal, 341 for Wimbledon.
2-2 in the shootout, by the way.
Yeah, and then 88.3% pass accuracy, for Arsenal, 81.5 for Wimbledon, 62% to 38% possession. So, it looks like we dominated that game.
Tells a story to a degree.
As it should be.
Anything from a player perspective? I mean, what we're saying in terms of shots and duels and all that.
Some of the things that kind of
Cedric got on the ball a lot.
Yeah,
110
touches, most out of any player on the pitch. Looking at distribution, 86 passes from Lokonga, 81 successful, so it kind of looks like he was a kind of crucial part in that midfield.
Yeah, with 50 in the opposition half. Now, we've just seen Ruben Neves,
as we know,
Sky one for Wolves. I mean, that was one of the... That is one of the worst
keeper went the right way, to be fair,
I've ever seen in my life. That was horrendous.
Cool.
Anyway.
Listen, do you reckon Nuno is telling his Tottenham players... Obviously, he knows these Wolves players. He probably knows.
Oh God!
Do you know what I mean?
Actually,
he knows
that's a really
exactly.
Good point.
He'll probably know how to take their pens.
Way. Now their new signing Hill, interesting technique. I've got to say that's a really good pen.
That was a good pen.
That was a really interesting technique. He kind of sliced it.
Hop and a skip.
Yeah, interesting.
Hop and a skip.
Yeah,
honestly, a couple other stats.
Yeah.
Cedric had 10 crosses, which was the most. 4 good crosses,
He
but still.
likes to whip the ball.
Yeah,
in,
no,
you
but listen,
that's
that's.
behind it.
I mean, I don't know. We didn't have the tallest players on the pitch either, did we? So
No.
it's not necessarily going to be the most helpful. But sorry, Wolves have just missed again.
Yeah,
so it
and
looks
that's
like
pretty much Spurs through to the next round.
Unfortunately. I remember when we got. Was it in this next round? Was it semi-final of the Carabao Cup that we played Tottenham?
Depends which year you're talking.
I remember going to that game. I think was it 4-2. There was a 4-2 and there was a 2-1, wasn't there?
So we beat them 4-2, and a couple of days later we lost 2-0 at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup.
I was there. That's when
depressing.
Dele Alli was hit with a bottle, wasn't he? On that one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, enough about Tottenham. Pippa's actually here. She's been to the game. She's going to jump in, tell us how it's gone. So yeah, I'll head off.
Just missed a penalty. Thank you for joining me.
Who's missed?
Thank you.
Hoybier for Spurs.
Yeah, sorry, I'm engrossed in the
but Wolves have missed too.
But yeah, Pippa's gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump out. But yeah, cheers, James.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. We're going to get Pippa here in 1 second.
Cool.
In the meantime, just a reminder that Arsenal did win 3-0, booked their place in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, which means we're going into it with. It looks like Spurs might make it through, but they're just in the middle of their shootout. West Ham did knock out Man United as well. That was a massive result at Old Trafford, 1-0. The chances West Ham missed as well, honestly. Hello, Pip, how are you?
Hi, I'm
Welcome.
good.
How you doing?
Buzzing, mate.
Good. Let's
Good
chat
game,
about it.
good game.
Lacazette with a penalty. Smith throwing Eddie Nketiah sealed the win for Arsenal.
Yes.
And now Wolves are out because Connor Cody's hit the crossbar. That's 3 penalties missed in a row for
Come on,
Wolves.
man.
And Spurs are through to the next round.
They've
They've
had
been
a
worked
really
hard.
bad start to this season.
They've been, Wolves have, from 2-0
When
down.
I saw, because obviously we're getting the results in the stadium, when I saw that Tottenham are 2-0 up, I was thinking, oh, for goodness sake. Then I saw 2-2 and I was like, come on, Wolves, you can actually do something here. You know, show Nuno that
there you go.
he, now that he's left Wolves, you're not without him.
Yep. Well, look,
Sorry, you can tell.
the draw soon.
I'm on match day spirit.
No, I love it. I love it.
Can't even get my words out.
Fuel it into this stream. So, listen, break it down for us. You were at the game.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Emirates like? I heard there was incredible, mad queues apparently to get in. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, do you know what? Because when I arrived, even people on my Instagram, because I always post when I'm in the stadium.
Yeah.
Everyone was messaging me like, "Why is it empty?" I thought £50,000 were coming, and I was like, "That's strange actually," because there's loads of people outside. But there was loads of gaps next to me. It's a Carabao Cup game. Normally, when you're trying to get an Arsenal ticket, you only get one at a time. But loads of people bought like 10, 7.
Right.
Like big groups were coming. And I asked people that came in front of me, like, why are you so late? And I was like, we had to queue to collect our tickets.
Wow.
So I think for non-members and people that are not season ticket holders or whoever, how they bought their tickets, they had to collect paper ones, and everyone else, like,
that's long.
We just scan our membership card or our season ticket.
Yeah.
I think that's why everyone took so long to come in. But 50,000 fans were there. It looked like a full stadium.
Busy. Oh,
it was loud.
Really?
Wicked atmosphere.
Oh, good. Good on the Emirates crowd.
To be fair, there was a lot of AFC Wimbledon fans.
Really?
The away section was way
because they get a bigger section, don't they, in the cup ties? Yeah.
Double, because I was thinking they're loud. I took a double look. I was like, oh, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Spoke to a few of them before the game. Overconfident.
Really?
Super confident. There was like, watch out for
Asal.
I feel bad for getting his name. That's rude. Ollie Palmer.
Okay.
Forgot he was on, to be honest with you. Sorry. No, I don't. I mean that because Ollie, when it was announced that they were drawing Arsenal, remember he had that Instagram post, and what
did he say?
He was like, "His mate, we've got Arsenal. Yes, let's have it. We're going to batter them." Like basically, he said. I said to him, "Don't banter us. Like we're not that poor." He was like, she's like, I'm only joking. It's just a joke. And I was thinking, everyone's got this like golden ticket now to think they can disrespect Arsenal.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of West Brom fans are like, why didn't you play your first 11? We could have beat. That's what they were saying about their manager.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give it a go? They were a wounded animal. But hey,
don't let that scoreline fool you. Mm-hmm. Wimbledon were very well organised.
Yeah.
A proper good team. If you was to tell me that they were in,
League One.
a newly promoted Premier League team, I would believe you.
Really?
They were better than what I've seen Norwich play this season.
Really?
They were really good, well drilled.
Oh, fair play to them.
Kept their position.
They're having a good season.
Popping the ball around.
Yeah.
They had good chance. Well, they had okay chances.
Yeah.
They didn't really give our defenders much to do. Mm-hmm. And then whenever they did, Rob Holding and Pablo Mari just, was under control, very composed.
All right, cool. Well, look, let's go through the goals in a second. Before we do, just apologies that there was no watch along today. We had a few technical issues, but we do have fan cams and fans from the game coming on to chat about it all after here on Full Time and fan cams. I know. But you're here. We get it first hand.
I'm here.
A lot of people couldn't watch the game, and you're here to tell us all about it. So
it was a really good game.
Let's go through the fact that we got the opening goal early on.
Yeah.
A penalty.
Yeah.
Martinelli heavily involved, and then Lacazette obviously puts it away. Yeah. He's phenomenal from the spot, Lacazette. You can always rely on him. But talk us through it, like the start of that game. Was there an intensity about Arsenal? What was it like?
I don't think there was much of an intensity throughout the game. We played at our own pace and we did it well. I think there was more intensity from AFTV Wimbledon throughout. They were very physical. They had all the intensity there, but they just couldn't complete anything in the final third. But for Arsenal, we started out the blocks well. The foul in the box on Martinelli was ridiculous. And I think about 10 to 15 minutes later, there was another, maybe sooner than that, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes later, there was another situation similar to that in the box, but I don't think the referee wanted to give a second penalty.
Yeah, fair
anyway, that penalty was given, rightly so. Yeah. Lacazette, cool, calm. He had literally a sea of Wimbledon fans in front of him, waving, in, trying to put him off, loud as hell.
Yeah.
Didn't bother him.
Really?
Slotted it.
How did he play? I felt this was a big game for him. He's not been called upon from the bench in the last couple games. And there's reasons for that. It's not all on Lacazette. But, I felt this was important because I look at last season and Aubameyang wasn't at it. Lacazette, I wouldn't say was at it, but definitely looked the informed striker of the two. Yeah. This year, Arteta's has just said, Aubameyang's my man.
Yeah.
How did he do? Did he make a point? Are you considering starting him against Spurs on Sunday?
I would start him against Spurs on Sunday. He had a very good game because regardless of who the opposition was, regardless of the penalty, he was very heavily involved with every attack that was going forward. I remember I said on Good Morning Arsenal that my favourite attacking formation is when Lacazette, Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka link up.
Yeah.
And I know we'll get onto that, but the moment Saka came onto the pitch, you saw Emile Smith-Rowe and Lacazette come to life. Right. You saw them interchange properly, and that's when chances were happening, and that's why 2 goals came because Saka was involved in both of those. Right. And Saka had 2 amazing chances for the end of the game as well that I can't believe didn't go in. But
really,
yeah. One just wide of the post, another one that the keeper got the hands on.
But good on him, he made a big impact.
Yeah, massive impact. But Lacazette, I feel like he grew into the game. He was good before Saka came on, and he was excellent when Saka came on.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Oh, good. Well, listen, we went in at half-time 1-0, 1-0 up. The surprise inclusion...
That was frustrating, by the way.
What, because it could have been more, or what?
The fact that it couldn't have been more. It's the fact that we kept it... Wimbledon kept us at a 1-0. They were, like I said, very well organised. They were good. They were a very good team, and I was starting to wonder if things didn't change in the second half. I even think that sub was... what's it called? Impact sub? No, super sub. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Because I genuinely feel like if Saka didn't come on, it would have stayed 1-0.
Okay, fine.
Because Wimbledon did everything they could to keep their shape, keep us at bay, and they did that for the whole time until 70th minute. I
want to chat about Thomas Partey. Before I do, because you kind of got me thinking about the performance and Saka coming on, obviously got us through a few gears. A lot of people at the game feeling like, saying it was kind of typical Arteta ball, very... passive at times, But is that worrying, or is it just when you throw 11 random players together, that's not an 11 we're used to seeing? Or do you think forget that, we should still be making this easier work than we have?
I think we should have made it easier for ourselves. That's why I said I was frustrated at half time, because it was very passive and I couldn't see us getting anything else out of the game. And when you just about get a 1-0 against Norwich, because that's why I was worried, because we got that 1-0 at half time because of a penalty. Right. We got that 1-0 win at Burnley because of a free kick. Yeah. And I was starting to think to myself, we just become that team that we can't get goals from open play now, like convincing goals. So it's very passive. We do need more. Obviously, the subs made a difference. Tavares was good throughout the whole game.
I heard one of contender for man of the match. Yes. Apparently, he was very, very good.
Oh, he had a header on target. He had shots on target. I think he was playing left midfield at one point. Right. Especially in the second half. He was part of the attacking formation.
Left back in Arteta system's always expected to get really high up the pitch. And he looks like the kind of left back who wants to be asked to express himself.
Yeah, but second half he definitely wasn't playing left back.
Right. Really?
Lokonga kind of dropped back into the back line. It was more like a back three. He dropped back into there, and that gave Tavares room to just, like you said, express himself, go forward. And he was going forward the whole time, and getting balls into the box and just, moving like a left winger, basically.
Yeah, nice.
And he had really good chances.
I'm looking here at the Smith Rowe goal.
Beautiful.
I mean, some nice football in the build-up. Do you know what I like about the goal? It's Smith Rowe in a dangerous position, a pocket of space in the box, and just instinctively putting it away. And I felt he had a couple openings against Norwich and Burnley that, I'm not going to lie, disappointed me how poorly he took those chances. Now, this is the easiest of the lot, but to put it away, he needed that, didn't he? He chipped in with a couple goals last year that you thought, okay, there's something here. Good finish against Newcastle in the FA Cup and all that. But to get that in front of the fans, that must have felt good for him. Yeah,
massive. And, the fans were loud throughout the game. And you need that. And in saying that, easy opportunities put away, there was more of those. There was a lot more of those in the second half.
What, for the whole team or for Smith Rowe?
Not just for Smith Rowe, for Lacazette, for Saka, for Partey. The balls were falling at these players' feet. And it was just... They just wasn't instinctive enough. It wasn't quick enough. They were just passing it around the box when there was a clear... fans always say, shoot, as banter. Yeah. But no, these were actual opportunities to actually shoot. And Partey did actually try... did it? Yeah, it was a good shot.
It was a good shot?
Because he tried more than once. One just went round, one went wide, and one was a shot right at the keeper.
I remember final game of the season against Brighton. Thomas Partey had quite a few efforts. He hit the crossbar. There was another good...
It was like that today.
I thought, okay, all right, he's getting closer.
Yeah. Literally every chance he got closer and closer and closer.
When Partey gets that first goal, the Emirates will erupt. The Emirates will absolutely erupt.
Yeah.
But so Smith Rowe gets his goal. Where was he playing when he came on? Number 10, midfield, was it? Okay. Yeah. I mean, the thing is now, it looks like Arteta's trying to come up with a system where he can have Odegaard and Smith Rowe in the middle, which is good because I think everyone agrees that they both... People say they can't play together. But it looks like Arteta's trying to find a way.
Yeah.
I think they can. I think Smith Rowe, even off the left, looks okay. But is that where we think we're going to see him most of the season, as that kind of more advanced of a midfield three, trying to get goals, trying to run in behind? Because we've seen good signs of that since the international break. And today's got his goal.
Yeah, of course. I think... Obviously, it's always a bonus to get a goal, a player of his position. But I think from what I saw today, he's a player that will probably be the top of the assist list for Arsenal because the balls that he puts in from behind and the through balls.
Smith Rowe?
Yeah, well, today
it's
anyway.
Funny because I never really saw him as a creator. But
well, today he was very creative,
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, it was only about 4 or 5 times because he only had a short amount of time on the pitch.
But I mean, 4 or 5 in a cameo appearance. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just messing around with my charger while I try to get this.
Technical difficulties.
But you know what? The technology has got us all day, and it's been difficult. Still not happening. Anyway, we'll worry about that later.
No,
it's because I've unplugged it. That's why.
Oh, there you go.
Do you know why it's not charging?
Because you've unplugged it.
Because of that.
Ta-da!
It needs something to plug into. It needs a power brick. So we're just going to pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I can't blame tech on this one.
The beauties of live broadcast.
Anyway, 3-0.
Yeah.
It looked the nicest of the goals, the third.
Yeah.
Lovely cut back into Nketiah.
And
he kind of flicks it. How did he do? Because he played on the left and Martinelli on the right.
I didn't like him on the left.
No, really.
No,
got his goal though.
He had really good moments where he's got that flair in him where he'll flick the ball past you, dash around you. He's got that physicality. He was doing a lot of that on the left wing.
He's always bright, isn't he? He's always looking like he's trying to make something happen.
But then there were moments I was thinking, this is just not you. I just felt like he wasn't thriving in that position. It's like that position kept him quiet throughout the game. But then, like other players, like Lacazette, he grew into the game.
He did okay. Actually, I'm just gonna say it on my chest.
Go on.
He did very well on the left in pre-season.
Okay.
And by very well, I'm comparing him to how other players did in those positions in pre-season. But I thought Nketiah looked bright, where Aubameyang was struggling. Lacazette looked okay.
Yeah.
So this game it didn't translate.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, maybe people will disagree with me, but I just felt like it wasn't the best performance from him on the left. But he did the best that he could. And he got a goal, so there's no complaining.
But that's the thing, a nice goal.
Yeah.
And the kind of goal I imagine Arteta works on week in, week out. You got it on the edge of the box, overlap, cut back, and then, an inventive finish from Nketiah, to be fair.
Exactly.
Were you one of these people who was... Listen, he scored, so of course we're not disappointed he played. But were you one of the people who thought, You've got someone like Balogun who's committed his future to the club. Nketiah, Lacazette could be off in the summer. Are we wasting time giving them minutes?
No.
I've
always backed Eddie, you know.
Yeah, and I rightly so.
And I get what you're saying. You would expect, especially at parts last season where you saw Balogun come into Europa League, get his goal first, you know, basically first touch. You're starting to think that he would get more game time than Eddie, especially when there was rumours he was going to West Ham or
all that,
wherever he was going. I get that, but it's always seemed to me that Arteta's had more faith in Eddie for whatever reason, whatever he's in training. Maybe he's known him longer, you know.
I think Nketiah is the kind of guy who absolutely follows instruction. I think he's like a coach's dream. I can see what he does on the pitch. Like, I watch it and I think, yeah, I can see you're doing something that you've been asked to do. You can tell he's always, you know, when a player's always turning up in the same positions and you're thinking that's clearly an instruction and they're linking in a certain way.
Yeah.
He's played in some big games, whether it's been I remember he started against Southampton in lockdown when we really needed a win. We went at 1-2-0.
Yeah.
He was pressing the keeper, scored a goal. Like, he's playing some big games, Community
the draw's
Shield.
happening. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
No, that's all right. The draw is happening now, so we'll keep an eye. Chelsea have been pulled out, which means they must have beat Villa on penalties.
I wonder what the penalty score was.
It's Harry Redknapp and Micah Richards. So Chelsea have drawn Southampton.
Okay.
I love that it's Harry Redknapp and Micah Richards.
Why? Is that a good duo for you?
But yeah, do you know
Just
what?
random, innit?
I like them both.
I do like them both.
So number 11 have just come out, and number 11 is Arsenal. So we've got a home tie.
Who did you want?
Anyone? We're at home.
We're
That's kind of all I really ever want is a home tie.
QPR.
So Arsenal will play number 3, which is
Leeds.
Arsenal at home to Leeds. Now, Arsenal played Leeds in the 3rd round of the FA Cup.
Are we happy about this?
Like 4th game in charge. I think you could get much worse draws.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say I'm happy.
It could be Man City, it could be Liverpool, you know.
Right, could be Man City, could be Liverpool. Hey, West Ham's knocked out Man United.
Oh, yeah.
Stoke will be facing... I forgot we could have got Stoke.
Yeah. There were some good games yesterday and today.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I didn't see today's ones, but...
Number 1, which is Brentford.
Who won 7-0 yesterday.
Yeah,
did you see that?
I did.
Absolutely. And there was a bicycle kick and a mad...
Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stoke versus Brentford. Number 14 have just been pulled out the hat.
West Ham.
West
Ham. Is he cheering? He's getting well happy in the back.
Really happy West Ham.
Because they're at home, I guess.
Yeah, that's big actually. Once you get to the 5th round,
who they got?
That's the 5th
I bet they got Man City. Oh, I told you.
City.
I told you.
Wow.
I knew it. I don't know why I knew it. It was just a random guess.
Wow, that's big.
West Ham City. Do you think West Ham could go again and knock the other Manchester?
Knock
one Manchester club out, knock another one out?
I think West Ham could do it. Surely City's luck in this competition has to run out at some point.
But they win it every year, I feel like.
Leicester.
And Pep will play a B team.
Spurs. Come on, Leicester Spurs.
That sounds likely.
Knock out one of the heavyweights.
That sounds likely. Is it?
Versus Brighton.
That's going to be a tough game. They played each other the other day, didn't they?
There can't be many left because you think once you get... The 5th round's the quarter-final, isn't it? So we're 1 win away from a quarter-final. Burnley have been drawn at home. So Tottenham could get Burnley.
Is a mission.
It is a mission.
I hope Tottenham are going there.
Number 16. That could well be Tottenham.
There we go.
It's Tottenham.
Knock them out, please, Burnley.
Have drawn Tottenham. Wow. I'll tell you what. I mean, Spurs, who last year had a nice run to the final, I know they beat Chelsea at home, but now they've had to get through Wolves and Burnley away. QPR up playing at home. Who have they got next? We're just having a look now, and it's number 10. Micah Richards holding number 10 up. It's Sunderland. QPR versus Sunderland. Okay. How many teams left? It feels like, okay, you're going forever here. But Arsenal versus Leeds, guys. Yeah, we're going to react to that.
I know. I'm just trying to get through the comments about Leeds.
Yeah.
Everyone's just saying Arsenal v Leeds. We got Leeds. No one's given an opinion yet, except for this person.
Preston versus
David
Liverpool.
says, "What the hell? We got Leeds. Funny, same team. We was next in lineup before the draw. Fix.
Wow.
Oh, someone's claiming it's a fix.
Imagine that. Arsenal versus Leeds. Okay. Well, look. Okay, 4th round draw. That came around quite quickly.
I know.
Leeds.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I don't
Does
know
it feel a little boring?
No, they're always a tough team.
Yeah.
We saw that last season, the whole Alioski Pepe thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
There's always some type of drama. At least we're at home. We're at home, right? Yeah, at least we're at home, which gives me advantage of getting a ticket.
I always just want the home tie in the draws. And don't get me wrong, when you play away and you go somewhere you've not been before, that's great, and I love that. That's the magic of the cup. But from an Arsenal results perspective, and not the fans travelling and having a great time perspective, I want Arsenal to get a home tie, not worry about travelling, and that's just been kind to us. West Brom away, with the team they put out, that was kind to us. We've then had, who did we play tonight? I just had a mind blank. AFC Wimbledon.
Lovely fans though, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though they were, telling me, we're going to win, they were actually lovely fans.
I met a couple,
I spoke to anyway.
Great. Yeah. And big up Chris, who was obviously on Box to Box before. So, okay. We've got Leeds in the next round. Do you think we'll go quite strong? You're expecting Leeds to go quite strong in that?
I think
we're one win away from a quarter-final.
No,
but that's the thing. You win the third round, the quarter-final's in sight. You start... we've seen Villa go out tonight. We've seen Man United go out tonight.
Yeah.
I reckon a lot of United fans will be really disappointed by that.
They should be heavily disappointed. I know we shouldn't talk about them too much, but they just about scraped that win against West Ham on the weekend. And even though I thought, luck of the cup, West Ham second chance to, get one over Man United, deep down I was thinking Man United can't lose this at home at Old Trafford. Yeah. So I'm quite surprised. Obviously, I don't know how the game went. We can just see the result. But did it finish 1-0, I'm guessing?
Finish 1-0.
I don't even know who scored, but it's a bit mad.
I think it was Lanzini.
Okay.
I think so.
It's a bit mad for Man United. That they should be heavily disappointed with the team they've got.
I think they'll be disappointed because they're rotated. They lose. And I think that will get some fans worrying a little bit about depth. I mean, we saw them last week rotate just that little bit against, who did they play? Young Boys. Yeah. And they lose that.
Yeah.
And it's not even just the red card. They play terribly. So I think from a United fan's perspective, I think they would be disappointed because, listen, I know West Ham are a good side and finished above us, but I'd be disappointed if we had that performance and result tonight because for me, silverware is silverware. And you know what? For all of Arteta's flaws, of which there are many, at least he can say he's lifted an FA Cup.
Yeah, he has.
And for Ollie, there'll be that major pressure. So now is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to win the FA Cup, Premier League or Champions League? Well, you could say that those latter two are very difficult to win.
Yeah, very.
Very. So he's got to be perfect in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because he's not even in this now.
Listen, we're not a Man United fan channel, but it is interesting,
There's always room for upset. I mean, I didn't actually watch all of the... what team was it? Oh, gosh. Wycombe Wanderers. Was it Wycombe against Man City? Wycombe.
I think it was Wycombe.
6-1, I didn't watch the whole game, but I had my notifications coming up from Sky. And when I saw that they went 1-0 up, I was thinking, could there be an upset? Who have Man City put out? Is it a B team, even though the B team's strong?
Yeah.
Because the sixth goal scorer for City, was it Carl? I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But he scored a wicked goal.
Was it Palmer?
Palmer. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. He looks good. He looked really good in the Community Shield against Leicester. Yeah. So, Leicester's a talented player. City producing more.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Anyway, enough about those Manchester teams.
Enough about Manchester. But look, it's good to talk about because we know kind of what we're facing.
Yeah.
Who did Leicester got Brighton? So they're looking at revenge potentially.
Yeah. I think
and
they
Brighton
could possibly get it.
Well. I like it when Premier League teams draw each other. They can just pick each other off.
Yeah. Well, not our one. I don't know why. I'm just not feeling this Arsenal Leeds game.
Really?
I don't know, man.
I forget we got a Premier League side.
Yeah.
But we'd be hoping. I think we might go quite strong for that.
This team was kind of strong. I know they're players that don't play regularly, but Lacazette is a strong player.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Partey, Lokonga to me.
Leno was our number one not long ago. Yeah. That's a funny thing.
Will you play on Sunday after what you saw today? Oh, you didn't see. Sorry. Sorry. I wasn't even trying to throw shade. Well, basically, what I can say is he didn't have much to do.
Oh.
Have you got... I need to get stats. I don't feel like he had much to do.
No, he didn't. We looked at the shots.
And some of the set pieces were kind of easy for him.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to be rude, I promise. I know I can be a bit,
Do you think he'll start
sometimes.
after what you saw? Oh, wait, you didn't.
Sorry.
Okay. Thanks, Pips. We talked about the results from tonight. We talked about the draw. Are you fancying Arsenal to do something in this competition?
Yeah, because I need them to at this point because I bring
Forget what you need.
No.
Are you fancying
all
them
Arsenal yeah, I do.
Really?
Not convinced, like about 80%. If I was to judge it by the first half, I wouldn't. But the second half, they gave me a bit of something to cling on to.
Yeah.
They finished the game strong. So if they can go into the, I know it's a different kettle. League 2, right? Wimbledon.
League 1.
Oh, League 1.
And they're doing well in League 1.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I'm not just trying to make the results sound better for Arsenal than it is, but this is from someone who doesn't watch a lot of low league football. It's not lower league football. It's divisions outside the Championship. I'll acknowledge all that. But I often feel like there's not a massive difference between the best in League 1 and the worst of the Championship.
Okay, yeah.
That's just kind of from what I see.
They were really good though.
No, you've been giving them a lot of credit, and actually they did go into this buoyant on good form and scoring a lot of goals.
One of the fans said to me, I hope I quote this correctly. They said they've got 22 goals so far this season, and they're the most goal-scoring team in the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, is that facts?
Well,
I thought it was having me on.
It was. I think Chris mentioned a very similar stat in Box to Box. It might have changed since because football's been played, but going back a couple of days, they were.
He was like, we scored the most goals in Europe, and I was like, mate, you're not even in Europe. Well, technically you are, but you're not.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we made it through. Let's do a really quick, I suppose, a quick player ratings on the spot.
Okay.
So you can give me a flavour, and guys who, weren't able to watch it, a flavour of who stood out, who impressed. And if we say 5 is they did fine. Yeah. They did okay. They didn't do badly, they didn't whatever.
It's hard for me to judge Leno's performance because he didn't have much to do.
Yeah.
But then that already gives you an advantage of a higher score, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what are you giving Leno?
8.
8?
7.
Thought he didn't have a lot to do.
He didn't have much to do, but it wouldn't be fair to give him less than a 7.
Okay.
Because he did make some saves.
Okay.
Well,
all right, fine.
If I said 4, you'd think, oh God, he's trash, but he's not.
Fine, a 7 for Leno. Yeah. Right back was Cedric. How do you do?
Cedric, man, he was all right, but he just had moments in the game, heavy touches, ball going out of play, set pieces weren't the greatest, I'll give him a 6.
Okay, centre back Holding.
Not much to do, but when he did, he was very composed. I'll give him an 8.
Okay, Pablo Mari.
Same, paired up perfectly together today. 8. Oh,
they did the job. Good on them.
2 of them together. Great communication. Yeah. Everything was just. Don't worry about that back line. They're not getting through.
All right, good. Well, that's good to know. I think they all needed that kind of performance. Those players. Let's go to left back. You've spoken really highly of Nuno Tavares. How did he do? He
wasn't really in left back though. He started off there.
Okay.
But for his overall performance of the game, 9 out of 10.
Wow, good on him.
Defended well, got forward, had shots on target, delivering balls into the box. 9.
Fine. Surprise inclusion, Thomas Partey.
7.
I'm glad you said that.
Why?
Because this is going to sound weird. I wanted him to play this game no better than a 6 or 7.
Why? Because you don't want him to overexert himself.
Second gear, just cruising.
Yeah, that's how I thought he was.
Does that make sense? If you came out and said he was unbelievable, 9 or 10, I'd be like, well, great, because Partey's been brilliant.
They were just chilling in midfield. But
I know Partey's brilliant. I don't need him to be brilliant against Wimbledon. Just get by.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that. I hope he didn't overexert himself. Got some more fitness into the legs and all that, and feel for the ball. So fair.
I feel like the only person that overexerted himself was Tavares. I feel like he was giving it 100%. Everything, every challenge, every duel, driving up with the ball. Everything was just like 100%.
Let's go into the rest of the midfield. Lokonga.
8.
8 for Lokonga. Yeah. Did well, I suppose. Yeah, was he getting forward a bit more? I know you said he dropped into the back.
Not towards the second half. He dropped back.
Yeah.
But he was just very composed. Delivered every ball correctly.
Yeah.
Controlled the midfield alongside Partey.
Okay.
Did their job.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
6.
6.
The problem is he kept losing the ball.
That's a bit disappointing.
He kept losing the ball, but he always recovered it back.
Okay.
But it's the fact that he was able to be allowed to lose the ball in silly situations when he didn't need to.
Right, fine.
Even though he recovered straight away, it's like you shouldn't be losing the ball there. Sloppy passes. But other than that, it was a decent performance for him.
Martinelli out on the right wing.
Poor Martinelli, man.
Why?
He was good.
He was good, okay.
He had his moments. I would give him a 7 out of 10. I don't think we could have got any more out of him in that game. He did the best that he could. Before he came off, he was trying to get shots on goal, trying to get balls into the box. Very rapid. You know what he's like.
Yeah.
Beating his defender every time.
Yeah.
But a 7.
Okay. Left, we had Eddie Nketiah.
7 for the goal. Like I said, on the left wing, I wasn't too convinced, but he had a very good, he had a good performance.
Yeah.
He did enough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everyone was just in third gear tonight.
Fair enough.
Just like they didn't need to do too much against Wimbledon.
But that's okay. I suppose that's kind of what you want it to be at the worst. And let's go up front. We had Lacazette.
7. There's lots of 7s on the board tonight.
Well, look, it
Lots
sounds
of
like it was a
7s.
very 7 performance.
Yeah.
You know, he scored 3 goals, but it wasn't massively convincing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
7.
All right, good. Let's go to the subs. Saka came on.
8.
8 for Saka.
180. No, I'm joking. What should I give him? I should give him an 8. 8.5. We don't do points, do we? 8. Do you know what? Because of the impact that he had, I'm going to put it up to a 9.
Okay,
I feel
good.
really biased because I feel like he's literally like our golden boy and everyone just toots his horn, which is deserved.
It is deserved.
Literally, whilst he was warming up, the roar from the fans. All he was doing was warming up.
Really?
And I was like, what's happened?
But I'm
And I see
glad
Saka
he
there.
deserves that love.
Yeah,
He deserves that love.
I don't want to feel like I'm just doing it because he's Saka, but he changed
Right.
the game completely, so it's a 9.
9 for Saka.
Yeah.
Smith Rowe.
8.
8.
Link up with Saka, like I said on Good Morning Arsenal, when them two link up with Lacazette,
Yeah.
game changing.
Got his goal.
Yeah.
And Balogun.
We didn't feature much. We got about like, was it 7 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
So it's hard to judge. So I'd have to give him a standard 5 only because he didn't have a chance to get into the game.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. All right, we've got Helen here. We're going to get Helen's thoughts just
Hello,
for the end.
darling.
Thank you, Pippa. Thank you for joining.
No
Well,
worries.
we need to work on the handshake. That was
sorry.
really. Should we? Do you want to high five
Yeah.
properly? And
Let's
also, it's
high-
coming like that.
Let's just
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cool. All right. It's because it's since pandemic. I don't know how to address people.
Sorry.
That's getting clipped.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. How are we?
We're good, we're good.
Tell us
Very
about the game.
good. Yeah, the game was good. We had our little differences in who we wanted
Yeah.
in goal in certain positions,
Yeah.
but overall, I was wrong. I thought we'd let in a goal.
What do you mean? Oh, you thought we'd concede, right.
Right, I thought we'd concede a goal when I saw that Leno would be in the lineup.
Yeah.
Not that, because of Leno, but just,
Yeah.
And we kept a clean sheet, so I'm very, very happy we kept a clean sheet.
Good. I mean, it sounds to me like it was routine without being
Definitely.
special in any
Yeah,
way. We're through. I want to get your reaction to the fact that we've got Leeds in the next round. We've seen United go out.
Yeah.
Spurs have worked hard this week, which is
Yeah.
good. Obviously ahead of the North London derby.
Yeah.
I suppose it's only good news.
They
when you've got
fielded quite a strong side as well.
Kane was
Yeah,
out there. I
yeah.
think Ali got minutes. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all good. Højbjerg. Good day's work for Arsenal.
Yeah, of course it is. We're through to the next round. We've got no injuries, touch wood. So yeah, it's what you expect, really.
But I mean, when are we going to get? We've had Norwich at home. We've had Burnley away. We had this game. The verdict on very much came from this game was, it was okay. There was some nice moments, but ultimately we weren't great. When are we going to get that click performance?
Well, hopefully soon. Maybe next.
Ho-
maybe on
hopefully.
Sunday.
But
yeah.
do you know what I mean? I mean,
totally,
I do get fans that get into a point where they're saying, same old football, same old Arteta ball,
Is
same
it
old.
the boring Arsenal creeping in?
I think there's a little bit of that, and I know that was a history we used to boast about.
Yeah.
Boring Arsenal,
Yeah.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
That
It felt like that at times today.
Look, I don't have a problem if we're winning and we at least. Let me put it this way: I don't mind if the performance looks like the game plan was score, keep it tight.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid got to Champions League finals just being very efficient. But it doesn't feel to me like tonight was that it looked like we were just lacking fluidity.
We were lacking creativity.
And the midfield three might
Yeah.
explain why.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But overall, positives for me. Tavares, I thought was phenomenal at times.
Yeah,
like
everyone
he was
was
on
really
another
raving.
level. Like
Good.
they should have got in the 5-yard box. How many times he was putting the balls on a plate for communication? Maybe the more, because obviously this team hasn't played together.
Yeah.
So maybe that they haven't practiced this in training. I don't know, but there was positives. There was a lot of positives. Lokonga looked again very good.
Good.
Very,
Good.
very good. Thomas Partey was again good.
Yeah.
Standard stuff. But for me, what stood out, obviously, because I did the Starting 11 show, and I was very much in the, we don't need to play Saka today. We need to protect our little star boy. And Arteta was very good in not
Managing,
doing what I
yeah.
wanted.
Right. Fair enough.
You know,
fair enough.
which was fine though.
Gave him
because-
some key minutes, I think.
Listen, the timing of it was brilliant because I was like, oh no, he's not going to bring on Saka. Do we really need this?
Yeah.
But you know what? He changed the game when he came on. He was another level on top of everyone on that pitch for me.
Yeah.
The pass, he was behind every goal. He was just brilliant. He
Yeah.
was absolutely brilliant.
Good.
And he looked really fresh as well. Yeah.
Oh, big up Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
Let's just run through some of the results from the last 2 days then. We know, actually, let's go from the very start. Where have we got to? So, Man City destroyed Wickham 6-1. Expected. They love this competition, Man City.
Yeah, they do.
Watford, a surprise defeat at home to Stoke. 3-1 win for Stoke, which means they're through to the next round.
Watford have gone out.
Watford have gone out.
Oh, what a shame.
Do you have a soft spot for Watford?
No, we have somebody that likes to pop up on our shows and try to give us stick about our Leno. So that's a shame Watford went out.
Why don't I know?
Do you not know? The cyclist. I thought he was a cyclist. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember that. I still don't believe that was him on his
I
actual
don't believe
account.
that was
though.
him, but obviously it's
Yeah.
brought
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
to the
Of
Watford,
course.
you know,
Very
on my
true,
radar.
Very true.
So that's quite interesting.
Fulham losing on penalties to Leeds at Craven Cottage. Sunderland went to Wigan and won 2-0. Burnley beat Rochdale 4-1.
Oh, good
Liverpool repeating their opening day antics with a 3-0 win at Norwich with Minamino and Origi getting the goals. Preston knocking Cheltenham out with a 4-1 win. Southampton went to Sheffield United, former Premier League, and won 4-2. Well, drew 2-2, won 4-2 on penalties. Brentford with a 7-0 win against Oldham yesterday as well as QPR beating Everton on penalties. It was 2-2 after full time, 8-7 in the shootout. What a shootout that must have been. I might go back and watch that.
I like QPR, yeah.
Brighton tonight beat Swansea 2-0. Leicester went to Millwall and comfortably won 2-0. Wolves and Spurs were 2-0 up. Wolves pulled them back to 2-2. And a penalty shootout victory for Spurs. Wolves will be so disappointing with some of those penalties.
They will be.
Oh my word. West Ham with a shock result going to Old Trafford and winning 1-0. I mean, I was looking, sorry, United fans, don't hate on me, but I was looking at some of the players. I mean, Van der Beek, Mata, Lingard,
Did they have a
Martial,
strong team
Sancho.
out? Yeah.
I'd say it was a strong enough team, but when you look at the fact they brought Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood and Elanga, I suppose you can't expect too much. You know, he's young, but you know, I would say that was a decent team. I mean, I'm looking at, actually, let's look at the West Ham 11. You know, they've alternated a little bit, perhaps not too much. Actually, do you know what's a pretty rotated 11? Actually, I take that back. That's a very rotated 11. So I think United will be disappointed in that.
Didn't they only play the other day as well? So it's a little bit of
That's the thing.
payback.
A little bit of revenge there.
Yeah.
Arsenal, as we know, with a 3-0 win with Lacazette, Smith Rowe and Nketiah getting on the score sheet. And Chelsea found a way past Aston Villa in a penalty shootout. It was 1-1. Werner gave them the lead. Cameron Archer equalised for Villa. And if we just have a look at the 11s, I mean, yeah, again, a pretty rotated 11 for Chelsea. It looks like they went to a back four. Good side, though. I mean, you've still got Ziyech, Werner and Hudson-Odoi as your front three, you know. Supposedly one of the best wonder kids around, you know, when he broke through.
Yeah.
And then what's that? About £70 million worth of talent in the front three as well. You got Saul and Kante in there. Still a good side, but Villa, you know, made them work. Looking at the Villa team, yeah, some quality in there as well. Ashley Young playing at left back, interestingly. So yeah, Arsenal found a way through. We join. There's other teams we just mentioned in the fourth round. If we win, we are one game away from the semi-final. That's the thing. It happens so quickly.
Is it? I don't know the tie. Are we home or away in that game?
We're home to Leeds.
Oh, perfect.
I know. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Go on, Helen. I've rambled a lot there going
That's
through
all
the
right.
results, but give us your closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts. I thought it was I know some people are going to say, you know, it's an easy tie, it's Wimbledon, but I think it was a comfortable evening of football. You know, it was one of the most enjoyable matches I've been to of recent at the Emirates.
Yeah.
And that's been very honest. You know, there was a nice atmosphere, there was good energy. It was just good. Arteta's, you know, he was relaxed. It was a very good performance. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Nothing too negative at all.
Fair enough. Job
You know,
done. That's all
job
you could
done.
expect.
Yeah, come on.
Are you feeling confident ahead of the North London derby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Bring on Sunday.
Good.
I'm looking forward to
We got someone saying, mate, Leeds are smacking
I'm
you. I hope
I'm
not.
just upset that I heard it's going to be raining. I don't want a rainy North London derby. I want the sun out. Good performance.
The weather's been all right.
I know,
but-
yeah.
Is that what they're saying? They're saying it's
Well,
gonna be
that's what I
raining?
was told. So hopefully it changes by then. But yeah,
Oh,
I was looking forward to, you know, like, because it's like 4:30 kick-off. It'll be a nice day.
You just want a nice sunny day,
Yeah.
watered pitch.
Yeah.
You know.
But, yeah, it'd be good.
It's saying it's going to rain on Sunday. Although,
Yeah.
42% chance.
It
of rain.
could change. It changes daily.
We're going to have a really nice week though. So.
Yeah, it's going to be hot, I think. Anyway,
Hot
it's been
September.
lovely.
It's been a nice September.
Yeah, and
All right.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
I
there you
am.
go. Let's see what
Another
happens.
clean sheet for me. It's really important that we're keeping clean sheets.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Fair
you
enough.
know?
All right. Well, look. Thank you for coming down. Thank you to
welcome.
Pippa as well. For coming down and giving us the lowdown on the game. Arsenal are through to the 4th round. Leeds at home next. I think there could have been worse ties. I think if we were offered that, we'd have
definitely.
taken that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Leeds are a good side. Don't get me wrong. They went away to a lot of good teams and played well last season. But I think we've got to back us.
Yeah.
And it looks like Arteta's going to take this seriously, this competition.
I think he is. Yeah.
I think so too. Guys, thanks for joining. As always, we'll be back with all the content starting from tomorrow, building up for the North London derby. And then, of course, we'll be covering it all on Sunday. Again, apologies for the technical issues we suffered today. We managed to get you guys down to give us the lowdown on the game. Anyway, we'll be back from tomorrow. Thanks as always. See you then.